Support for Radio Friends comes from OsteoStrong. Improvements in bone density, strength, and power can be achieved by weekly 5-minute no-sweat sessions on their 4-spectrum machines. These isometric robotic machines safely emulate high-impact loading on different parts of the skeletal system, which stimulates activity in bone-building cells. Balance and agility can be improved by 2-minute sessions on vibration plates. Every session is supervised by a trained coach. Learn more on Facebook or call to set up a complimentary wellness assessment and session. Good morning. Welcome to Radio Friends on Thursday, November the 4th. Wow, I can't believe it's November the 4th already. Good to have you with us. We have Capital City Productions, two talented people to chat with. Adam Shields, good to have you. And you are director.
Correct.
Right? And STEVE KRETZER, you are an actor and a good actor.
Well, thank you.
Spotlight on Broadway. That's the name of the production that we're talking about. What is this show about?
So Spotlight on Broadway was something that I concocted in my head. I work with Curtain Call Theater, and we were starting out. We were trying to figure out what kind of show we could do to showcase some of the amazing talent that is hidden throughout the community. And, you know, there's a variety of different musicals and everything out there. When you're starting out small, it's very difficult to get a good group of people together. So I decided that, you know what, I know all of these people that have phenomenal voices that are always nervous about stepping out on stage, or they don't have the opportunity to. And so I decided, hey, why don't I just go ahead and put a spotlight on them? And we used to sit around and sing different songs from Broadway and just like some of our favorite hits and musicals. So I decided, hey, why don't we go ahead and just make a show out of that? We can go ahead and get the community involved. We can showcase some of the amazing people that I see every single day. And so that's how it was created. So
this is an original.
Correct.
This is a world premiere.
Yes.
Spotlight on Broadway. How many different shows are you spotlighting?
Oh, goodness. I think we're at 8 that we're showing off.
I think that's right, and it gives the audience members an opportunity to explore different shows without necessarily going to 8 different shows.
Right.
And I think that's one of the things I've expressed to some of my friends and family as they've asked me questions about it and whether or not they should come. If you get bored with a particular genre or type of show,
it's going to change real soon.
It's going to change pretty quickly.
And
so
you're playing
just wait.
several different characters too, right?
We are, because we have a relatively small cast. I think there's 12 of us.
Correct.
And 8 females, 4 men, and as you can imagine, doing some of the larger shows with lots of vocals requires us to play different parts and a little bit of gender bending with a few of the parts in order to get them covered. But
okay,
it works.
So you're opening. Is it tomorrow?
Yep. Tomorrow at Seven Springs Winery for one night only.
November 5th, one night only.
With dinner at Seven Springs Winery.
Okay.
And then next weekend, November 11th, 12th, and 13th, at Capital City Productions in Jefferson City. Now, there's no dinner. It's one of our spotlights on the actors' shows, but it's still BYOB.
Okay. And it's only for that one weekend.
Only for that one weekend at Capital City Productions.
Okay, Capital City Productions. You can go online to get your tickets and enjoy yourselves. And thank you guys so much for coming by today.
Well, thank you for the time. We're thrilled to get the word out.
I wish you the best of luck with the world premiere of Spotlight on Broadway.
Thank you so much.
Oh, one other thing we forgot to mention was that Capital City Productions is doing The House of Mouse. That's one night only, November the 19th. At Capital City Productions in Jefferson City. Okay? So keep that in mind. And we thank those guys for coming by. Now, I want to introduce you to Karen Hogan. Karen came all the way from Philadelphia today to tell us about something very special that's happening in schools across the country, and that is COVID testing in schools, right?
Yeah.
So how is this working, Karen?
So essentially, the American Rescue Plan made available $10 billion for schools to do.
How much?
$10 billion.
$10 billion.
$10 billion to do COVID testing in schools as a last layer of mitigation to keep kids in classrooms and keep COVID out. The idea is that if you do regular testing in the classroom, in the school setting, you catch COVID really it is easy to catch it, but you also
You
catch it
catch
really
it early,
early.
very early.
Yes, very
Right.
early. And so catching it early, what would have been, 1 case this week, 10 cases next week. When you catch it early, you break that cycle of transmission.
Now,
and you keep
this-
the classrooms open.
How are you doing the testing? There's two different ways of testing, isn't it? As a whole group,
Yep.
how are you testing the kids?
Yeah, so group testing's super efficient for school testing. It really kind of minimizes any disruption to the learning environment. When you do individual testing, it's awesome, but you have to take each kid out of the classroom to do the testing.
So how do you do group testing?
Group testing is very straightforward. So the group each takes an individual sample. So they take a little swab. It's almost like cleaning out the cobwebs of your nose, just 4 times around in each nostril.
Does the child do it themselves?
They can, yes. For our little guys, we often want some assistance there. So as part of the program, especially here in Missouri, we provide healthcare providers to help
Okay.
assist with the collection.
Okay, so they take a little swab. It's
Yep.
not real invasive at all.
Oh, no. Have you ever had one of those?
No, thank God I haven't had to have one.
They hurt so badly. Yeah. So no, that is not what we're doing. None of those deep kind of what I call brain ticklers.
Yeah.
This is a nice shallow swab. It looks like a little Q-tip.
Okay. And then what? It's all put in as a group?
Yeah, so each kid, sitting at their desk, they're socially distanced. They just pull down their mask, a couple times around in each nostril. And then the healthcare provider walks around and they just put their swabs in. Our students call it boogers down,
Okay.
which is really cute. They just drop it in, and that's it. It takes no more than 10 minutes of the classroom time once a week.
Okay. How are you having any negative feedback from parents on this?
Yeah, parents are concerned that if, you're doing regular testing, aren't we going to uncover like all this COVID in classrooms and we're going to shut down classes and we're going to shut down schools? That's just not true. So nationwide, we're seeing a pretty low prevalence of COVID in schools. And when schools do regular testing, they keep those numbers down.
So the complaint you're getting from parents is that you're going to find all of this and shut down schools?
Yeah, it was really...
So if you don't find it and take care of it, you're going to end up shutting down a lot more.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
So that reasoning doesn't make sense to me.
No, but as a parent of 2 middle schoolers, I can relate in the sense that, my kids were out of school for over a year. Really only got back for a little bit last year. And so all of us have so much anxiety about schools shutting back down
And
again.
You're nervous about it.
Yeah, so I think it's, a real emotional reaction.
So how do you explain to parents, we're just about out of time,
Sorry.
that it is okay?
Yeah, so we just really the data speaks for itself.
Okay.
And when we're able to show that creates a lot of reassurance.
For more information, there is a website folks can go to.
Yeah, so there's 2 places. Either go to Department of Health and Senior Services and look for the program there, or concentricbyginkgo.com.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for coming by and explaining it to us.
I really appreciate the time.
It's our pleasure. Okay.
Great. Thank
Something
you.
you'd like to hear or see, I'd love to hear from you. PepperP, Missouri.edu. And have yourself a nice day.